Welcome to the snack that smiles back, goldfish. The next day, Rita came to school, acting normal like she would. What?
Nothing. It's alright.
She talked with me on as cheerful as she always did, and it made me wonder if the story she told me last night was a complete fabrication.
Yep.
True. That's because the story really was too ridiculously crazy to believe. Bailey and Peter have to be like tech solving. Because they both just keep opening and closing VR and OBS and...
I'm pretty sure that the CCP-1 image is from like 6 months ago too.
Yeah, I think it is. The village has a very weird and rare endemic disease, and there are religious fanatics who want to use that disease to revive their weird cult. Elden Ring? And they've been researching the pathogen of the endemic disease so they can spread it throughout the village. Okay, Elden Ring spoiler. I didn't realize the 2 fingers
Were 2 fingers?
was literally going to be 2 fingers.
That's my favorite shit. Oh, that game? It's so funny.
And
it's 2 fingers.
And you walk in and it's 2 giant fingers. And then this weird old woman is like, the fingers speak to the tarnished. And you turn to your right, and then they're just like, wah, 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 and moving at you, and she's just like, "Oh, ye tarnished, ye must fight the golden Elden Order to establish your dominance in the food chain." As these 2 fingers are just wiggling at you in this weird eldritch horror. And I was just like, thank you, George R.R. Martin.
Literally 2 fingers. I love it.
It's probably the best reveal in that game, I think.
It's really good.
I was deeply influenced by Rena last night, and I believed everything she said. But thinking about it with a cool mind under the bright sunlight, it sounds too crazy to be true. The story Rena told me is based on Takano-san's crazy hand-me-down ideas. It's based entirely on her theories, which, though very feasible, have no evidence whatsoever. No, I'll do it later. The fact that Takano-san was murdered lends credit to the story. I'll give you that, but... I looked at Mion. She was fooling around with Rena. It's hard to believe that she's involved with some crazy conspiracy. Because she's not.
Lol.
Hey, are you listening, Kei-chan? What? Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't paying attention. Wake up, sleepyhead. You need to get enough sleep or your brain stops working.
Yeah, I know. It hurts.
I'm sorry. She said that. And I just got hit with the whole, like, Blade Runner 2077 or 2049 thing, I think. Where he, like, reaches out to the big digital lady.
Yeah?
And just, like, slams the table. No Mion wake up sleepyhead when you roll out of bed in the morning. Why live? Mion made fun of me for reacting too slowly. It's almost impossible not to trust this bubbly, cheerful girl. I trust Mion. I trust my friends. I know she'd never have a hand in a crazy conspiracy like that. If she knew about it, she wouldn't be able to act this cheerfully. Rena told me not to tell Mion because she might be one of them. But it might be worth telling her without letting Rena know. Oh, Keiichi. Of course, there's at least a 1% chance that the conspiracy is true, and that Mion is one of them. If so, I'd be doomed. But I had to choose between believing the crazy conspiracy theory and trusting my friends. My answer would be obvious. I know that my friend Mion isn't a part of any conspiracy. She'd never be involved with something like that. Even if the conspiracy exists, I'm sure Mion will be on our side. So whether or not it's true, it must be worth telling Mion about.
Here we are. Right away. Straight to it. Thank you, Ryukishi.
Do we have to keep playing? You don't want to go home? Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm happy.
Save this for next time?
Nah, let's go. Let's do this now.
What's going on, Kei-chan? Why did you call me out here? You told me not to tell anybody, and you're standing there with a suspiciously body-shaped hole. You're not going to extort money from me, are you? Is that the first thing you think of when you're called out to the gymnasium storeroom? Oh, I know. You want to give me a love letter, don't you? With your suspiciously human-shaped hole. People usually use the shoe locker for that, you know.
I don't know what the human-shaped hole is.
I'm sorry. I created funny Connor AU. I'm just imagining Keiichi's just standing there in the storeroom, and 6 inches to his right is just a perfect 6 foot long by 4 feet wide and 6 foot deep grave. So Mion walks in and is like, what's going on, Kei-chan? Can it relate to the human-sized hole next to you?
That's a pretty good scenario you guys putting out
That's
there.
what I'm saying. That's why I thought Keiichi's response was funny. Because I'm just imagining him standing next to this game and he's just like, is that the first thing you would assume while coming out here? We don't really do that in the city. A lot of guys hand over their love letters in person. I'm so glad Keiichi canonically pulls bitches in every game, dude. Really? So wait, you're She's gonna be so disappointed.
Oh my god.
Oh, Mion, you silly goose. Are you kidding me? That's not why I called you here. I have to talk to you about something very important.
Can you believe we called to the back of the gymnasium and be like, oh, I thought you put love letters in the cubby holes. Oh no, you don't do that in the city. You just hand them to the person. We're really? Yeah, I gotta talk to you about this conspiracy that Rena's been telling me about. Oh, yeah? Okay. What a disappointment!
Do you know the fucking 4chan green text from the Femanon that's like, yeah, I don't know why guys won't date me. You know, I went to dinner and was telling this dude about the video of the maggots. And she shows him. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh my, hold on, this is canonically relevant. The adjusted canon has made this relevant. Hold on.
Oh god, is he gonna be able to find it?
Oh, of course. Oh my god. But no, what you're saying is
What? This is... I already don't like this.
first try.
Nice. On a date with QT Boy, we get Indian food. He orders chicken korma with rice. I can't eat rice, it reminds me of maggots. Well, really, Anon, that's interesting. Yeah, when I have rice in my mouth, I just think of the video with the guy with the maggot-infested gums. I've never seen that. Show him the video, he excuses himself, goes to the bathroom. 10 minutes later, I ask him a waiter to check on him. There's no one in the bathroom, miss. My face...
This is this! This is this!
Damn, he just called me out.
I love Chad. Oh, this has been a banger the second half. I want you to listen without making fun of me. She got so griefed.
She got creeped, dude.
I mean, what is it? Do you know?
He's pulling up another green text?
Hold on.
What is he pulling up now?
Oh my fucking god. Okay, I can't find the one that I want, but it's just this picture. No, there's a fucking like dog girl comic that someone did where this dude just starts like autistically rambling. It just says rambling about like Warhammer lore, and it just smash cuts to her and she's viscerally horny, and it just says in the speech bubble, I want to suck him dry.
Yeah.
So just Rihanna, who is like, Keiichi, I'm in love with you. And Keiichi's like, you heard of the maggot disease?
Do you know the cult that wants to revive Oyashiro-sama? She's just been jerked in like 3 different directions.
He fumbles the bag so hard, man.
He didn't even know there was a bag coming. It just hit him in the face. It hit him in the face, bounced back to Neon, and now they're both bruised.
He played that shit so clean.
That would have been clean as fuck.
Keiichi. Oh, man.
Did you know that there are people who want to revive the cult of Oyashiro-sama?
Huh? What? What are you talking about?
This, of course, was just my way of getting a feel for the situation. I wanted to see how she was going to react by getting straight to the point. But Neon really did look puzzled. People normally wouldn't react like this if someone pointed out their secrets from out of the blue. They always panic, if only just a little. Either Mion was a brilliant actress, or she really didn't have anything to do with the idea of reviving Oyashiro-sama. I decided to tell her everything. Mion, your family, the Sonozaki family, has a lot of influence in this region, including Hinamizawa, right? Do you think there's a possibility that they're working to revive the cult of Oyashiro-sama behind the scenes?
Revive? Why?
Well, you know, people today don't worship Oyashiro-sama like the people in the old days did. So people like fundamentalists might be trying to make people worship Oyashiro-sama in the same way as the people of the Onikafuchi.
What? Wait a second. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Are you sure? You really have no idea what I'm talking about? Of course
I don't. It sounds like one of those popular novels that sold 5 million copies over in America. What is he talking about? What is he talking about? What is he talking about? What is this a reference to?
I don't know. You think it's a reference to something?
Literally 1987 or 1984. I said 1987 because my brain went to FNAF, I'm sorry.
Mion's reaction was very natural. It seemed impossible that she was pretending she didn't know anything about it. But regardless, I continued. Well, there are people like that in this village, for real. Do you know anything about them?
This is so bad. This is up there for one of the worst things I've had to read.
This is why I said this is gonna be an hour long fucking stuff.
You're saying that those people want to make us worship Oyashiro-sama, like the people of the Onikafuchi did. What good will that do?
You know, I think it means a lot to the people who really believe.
But think about it, Kei-chan. Who'd be happy to live under those strict ancient rules? In this day and age, it's almost impossible to live without leaving the village.
But, for example, think about Rika-chan. All the old people say she's a reincarnation of Oyashiro-sama, right? Those people might be religious fanatics and...
He could have had tomboy gun wielding Yakuza GF
What makes you think he does it?
and schizophrenic there's aliens in my blood GF.
At the same time.
Uh-huh. And he fumbled. Like viscerally
He
hard.
didn't even know there was a ball to begin with. This man had a mission and he ignored everything else, so...
He could have just so smoothly transitioned. Oh, man.
Are you talking about old man Kimiyoshi? Well, I know he's a deeply religious man for sure, but he isn't a fanatic. Believe me, there really are people who are trying to revive the cult of Oyashiro-sama. Okay, I'll believe you for now because I want to hear the rest. Go on.
She loves him so much. She is in love with him.
Oh, Connor.
She's in love with him. Are you kidding me?
That's what you're getting out. Scene.
I don't care about anything else in this scene. I hope you understand. As soon as Keiichi was like, well, in the city, we give love letters to people, and she went, hey, yo. I quit caring about anything. This scene was recontextualized into Mion watching her humongous crush just schizophrenically drool in the back of the warehouse storefront, rambling about his 4chan conspiracies about them and what they're doing to us and how they control the world. And it's just like, I'm still into him. I think I'm still into him. And she's just watching him just brain rot out of his mouth, and she's just like, yeah, this is still good. I am astonished.
Amazing.
They found out that the curse of Oyashiro-sama was just an endemic disease unique to this village. So now they're researching the pathogen. Where? First of all, what's an endemic disease? What's a pathogen? They sound gross.
Do you see what I mean, man? Like, look at it in the lens that I'm looking at it. Look at this whole scene under the lens of you being Mion and just head over heels for this guy and watching him just say the wildest shit you've ever heard in your entire life. And she's just like, what's a pathogen? I'm interested. I'm immersed.
I don't think that's what that face means.
I'm so fucking...
Giving me a headache, bro.
I was getting confused. I didn't know what I was talking about myself anymore.
Keiichi would be a follower of Nurgle, I think.
Are you kidding me? Is that a joke? He wouldn't be a Nurgle boy. What are you talking about?
No, it'd be Slanesh.
Cinch.
Ooh. There. Yeah.
He'd be... Who wouldn't be Cinch? That's the question, actually. In this fucking...
Here's my hot take. Rena? Corn.
Yeah?
Rika? Cinch? Mion? Slanesh?
Okay.
Keiichi? I'm sticking with Nurgle.
Uh-huh.
He'd be a plague bearer.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm gonna give Sadako. She'd follow like Archeon. She'd follow like the Ever Chosen. I don't see her following the 4 Daemons of Chaos. Or who's the monster man? Like the centaur with the big mace?
I don't know. Korok Sun Eater or some shit.
No, I think that's it. I unironically think that's it.
It starts with a K, I know that.
I was deeply influenced by Rena last night and believed everything she said. But having said it all out loud, I started realizing how impossible the story sounded. What's going on with you? Did Mio-san tell you all this? How did you know? She's infamous for this kind of thing. She's an occult maniac. She always makes up crazy stories. A few people have gotten badly taken in by her before. She told me some of her stories once, and I remembered they were actually very interesting. Is that true? I think you've heard about this once or twice before, but the village had a unique culture back in the old days. They did a lot of oppressive things, like having very strict rules, very strict punishments, and a bunch of other cruel traditions. They're well known among occult maniacs. Mio-san is one of them. So the story I heard about the weird parasites that control the village was... What? Parasite? Is that a new story she came up with? What do you mean, new story? I told you, Mio-san is an occult maniac. She studies the weird legends surrounding Onigafuchi and enjoys making up hypotheses, theories, and wild stories about them.
Takano goes on X.
You've seen the /X thread, right? With the web demon?
No, I don't think so.
Oh my fucking... We have to watch that after this. It's iconic. But Takano's the type of motherfucker to post about the web demon and get, like, infected by a web demon. For sure. Is /X even alive anymore?
I mean, it's still there. I don't go on there.
Okay. I thought it was kind of a dead board.
It's always been a dead board. Are you kidding me?
That's true. She created a lot of different ones aside from that theory that parasites are controlling the village. Once I heard an awful while back...
One I heard.
Fuck! One I heard an awful while back was about UFOs. That one was interesting, since it connected a lot of different dots. The story was about a UFO...
Is it? She's still speaking?
There's aliens in my blood.
I know that.
The story was about a UFO that crashed into the Onigafuchi swamp a long time ago. The alien that was in the UFO and the villagers had a battle, or something like that. It was like one of those sci-fi horror B movies. The one Sadako heard was a theory about creatures...
I think she is still talking.
The one Sadako heard was a theory about creatures from the bottom of the ocean.
Sadako did this too.
A movement in the Earth's crust opened up a connection between that underwater world and Onigafuchi, and... The princess of the underworld fell in love with a young man in the village. It was like a sci-fi version of Romeo and Juliet. The story about the parasites that you heard must be a new one. I hope she makes all of them into a book one day.
Lol.
Mion began laughing so hard that she had to hold her stomach. As I looked at her laughing like that, I realized I fell for something that ridiculous. At that point, it was obvious. I had been completely taken in. I'm sorry, Mion, but please answer my questions. First, do the fanatics who are trying to revive the cult of Oyashiro-sama exist? No, they don't. I mean, it's totally the opposite. The three families have agreed to open Hinamizawa to outsiders in order to make this village thrive. I'm not supposed to tell anyone about this, but there's a project to build a new highway by the end of the 20th century. The Sonozaki family is promoting its construction without informing the villagers. If all goes well, this whole area will flourish. My grandma is betting she'll make a fortune when it causes land prices in the region to skyrocket. Well, most of the work will happen in the 21st century, so I'll likely end up taking over the project. So, you don't think there are people who hate outsiders? I told you, there are no such people. What makes you think we want to make this village more inconvenient than it already is? In fact, we've already started selling the land of the village to rich people who want to build country residences here.
Your house is the first lot we sold, Kei-chan.
The Mayabara mansion?
Didn't the villagers welcome you? The three families are trying to do everything they can to stop young people from leaving the village.
There was nothing vague about what Mion had said. Her story makes a lot more sense than Takano-san's delusional theories. And so, Mion's words woke me up from that delusion. I'm still sticking with there's bugs in her blood. I don't care. As I said before when they revealed the maggots in the blood thing, my line is drawn in the sand.
Yeah?
Ryukishi is going to have to come to my apartment with a written notice, handwritten, in English, that says there are not bugs in her blood for me to believe that.
Okay.
So what about this then? I heard that the residents of Hinamizawa have extraordinarily high levels of something in their blood, and it proves that they're infected by parasites.
Really? How did Mio-san figure that out?
Takano-san's a nurse. I'm sure she could do that.
And you think anyone would give her blood samples for no reason? Because I sure don't. Even if she could get blood samples somehow, how and where would she examine them? How many blood samples do you think she examined all by herself?
Mion was right. I couldn't believe I thought Takano-san could do all that just because she was a nurse. It struck me hard to believe that she got that many blood samples and did a high level of examination like that without any help. When I thought about it rationally, I shouldn't have believed such a ridiculous story so easily.
Yeah, but like, do you know how easy it is to just collect that information as a nurse?
That's like, it sounded like it's not that easy, Connor.
No, that's like not a meme. You have to understand, I could have a literal first name, last name, phone book, address book, picture of house of every person in my fucking region that I deliver to. It's really easy to get shit like that.
Okay, you can do, that's a fucking phone, that's what the yellow phone book is.
Nah.
Yellow pages.
I'm still with Takano on this. I am. It's not hard.
Okay, Rena.
I'm not even ready right now. It's not hard. You're overestimating how hard it is.
Bucket Rena back.
You're overestimating how hard that information is to get.
I heard that people here don't get hay fever, which is proof of their being infected by the parasite.
Only people in cities get hay fever. I heard it has something to do with fuel emissions. Kei-chan, you're talking about Hinamizawa. I mean, even people in Okinomiya don't get hay fever, I think.
Well, what about this? I heard that the Sonozaki family has a death squad and that they kidnapped the grandson of a government minister once.
That sounds so cool. I wish I had a squad like that.
Even I was sounding ridiculous. But I believed all of it last night. I believed it because Rena looked very serious.
It's true that the grandson of a minister was found in
Takatsudo.
We didn't do it. We just acted as if we did.
The lore.
The lore.
What do you mean? Please explain.
Okay. The Onigafuchi Guardians protested violently during the dam conflicts. They did something close to terrorism as well. But there were people who used the resistance movements for their own benefits. They used the name of the Onigafuchi Guardians to rob people of money and valuables. The Onigafuchi Guardians were a very aggressive force at the time. There's a high probability that some people thought they could use the name to extort money. The kidnapping case was one of those incidents. The kidnappers thought they could stifle the police investigation by acting like they were the Onigafuchi Guardians. They kidnapped the boy to demand a ransom. To tell you the truth, the members of the Onigafuchi Guardians were all very surprised. They were actually impressed that those guys pulled it off. I remember they even said they'd given them an award.
Wait a second. So the Onigafuchi Guardians had nothing to do with the kidnapping?
No. Not at all.
And Mion said it firmly. It was a simple and clear answer, which left no room for suspicion. And thinking about it, it's nothing surprising. Kidnapping the grandson of a minister and negotiating with him in person is a huge deal. The Onikafuchi Guardians were a very aggressive group, but this operation wasn't so easy that it could be carried out by any of the normal residents of Hinamizawa. It was obviously the work of professional criminals, without a doubt.
Like I said earlier, the Sonozaki family acted as if we were the masterminds of the kidnapping case.
What do you mean by that?
This is a secret precept of a secret precept of the Sonozaki family. You can't tell anybody about this, okay? When an incident like this happens, we traditionally act as if we're responsible for it. It's a tradition of bluffing.
Bluffing? Really?
Yeah. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as it works out in our favor. It can be a criminal incident, the weather, or even lottery numbers. We act as if it happened because the Sonozaki family wanted it to happen. It starts to sound like we're a very powerful organization, doesn't it? That's the point. This is the secret strategy that only the Sonozaki family heads know about. The strategy is meant to make us look bigger and stronger than we really are.
Wow. So, what about the plan they had during the dam conflict? The one to attack the Ministry of Construction. Was that true? I heard that they obtained weapons and even trained for it.
That was the spin we put on it. There's no way we could actually carry out a crazy plan like that. Our real goal was to make people believe that we were capable of doing things like that so we could exact pressure on the government. That's all.
They obtained weapons and went through training just so they could exact pressure. They had no intentions of actually carrying out the plan. The Sonozaki family was just bluffing. That made sense. Of course it did. It's impossible to attack the Ministry of Construction. Even if they did it, it wouldn't solve the problem. All they had to do was use common sense. Even if they did, they would have been crushed within seconds by a huge number of policemen. Why didn't I think of that? Did they?
Yeah, I mean, the background changed.
I like to think while spewing out all these questions and getting answers back, Keiichi is slowly inching more to his right. So they're slowly spinning around the room.
They're
as
doing
they're
the spin from Fate Zero in the first episode. You know they are.
That's my headcanon right now.
It's great.
What about the weapons and the training?
As for the weapons, no comment. But we did go through training. We needed to do that in order to make the bluff look real. We gathered some younger men from my father's office and appointed
Kasai.
Kasai, I love him.
Kasai as the leader of the group. We went to a desert in Texas, played war games with some instructors, and went sightseeing in San Francisco afterwards.
So, I couldn't think of anything else. It was obvious now. Rina and I both were completely fooled by the scrapbooks of Takano-san's delusion.
So why doesn't he bring up the car? Or the van?
Good question.
Or the stalking of Rina?
Good question.
See, that's all fake.
True.
Rina was so serious about it, so I believed her. But if you examined it closely, there were many inconsistencies. I couldn't believe Rina took a delusion like that so seriously. I knew the reason why, though. She was still in a state of shock after...
Yeah?
So you're telling me she was in a state of shock after killing and butchering corpses?
Yeah.
Wow. She was still in a state of shock after being caught with the corpses that day. She was mentally unstable. Then she came across this tall tale and she believed it. Rina's a smart girl. She wouldn't have taken it seriously if she was stable.
But what about Takano being dead? Allegedly.
What about it? I don't know.
Plus, another thing happened to wake me up from the delusion.
Oh. There it is.
Hey, yo. The white van I saw yesterday came to school during the lunch break. The 4 men in work uniforms I saw were there too. I said thank you to Mion and followed them. The man who talked to me yesterday knocked on the door of the teacher's office.
Hello, I'm from the Okanogi Gardeners. Chie.
Oh shit, I'm Chie. I forgot I was in the game. Oh, thank you for coming. It's very hot today, isn't it?
It sure is. By the way, you look very beautiful today, as always.
Oh, thank you. Well, you can start on my garden whenever you're ready.
Yes, we'll start right away. My account manager told me to give this to you.
Ah, the quote in the invoice, I see. The date is left blank on both of them. Well, there shouldn't be any problem. Thank you so much.
Alright, we'll start right away.
The man was talking to Chie-sensei with a big smile.
What are you doing here, Mayabara-kun?
Oh, it's the
Oh,
fucking
shit.
principal! God damn it!
That makes it better. When are they gonna work on his bush?
Principal. Who is that guy? The principal pointed his finger at the window. When I looked out, I heard noises of an engine starting. The noise was coming from the engine of a motorized lawnmower. I saw young men in work uniforms taking another lawnmower, some brooms, and a ladder out of the van.
They're gardeners. We haven't taken care of the grass around the fence and the trees for a long time. I wanted to clean it up before the summer. Mr. Principal, thank you for giving us a call.
The man noticed the principal, took off his hat, and bowed.
No need. I trust your work. Please take care of things. I think we can finish it today. We might make a lot of noise, though.
Each worker took one of the tools and walked towards the fence where the grass was growing. The engine of the lawnmower was very loud, and the kids were playing in the schoolyard looking at it curiously.
There she is.
Oh, hey! It's dangerous out here. Go back to your classroom.
It was Chie-sensei. She handed an envelope with documents in it to the principal. It said,
Okanoki.
Okanogi Gardeners in green on the envelope.
Principal, please sign the invoice and drop it off at their office next time you go to town hall.
Of course, will do.
Chie-sensei. Did they come here yesterday?
Yes, they came here to look at the grass late in the afternoon. They told me they got lost on the way back because they tried to take a shortcut.
This village has a lot of small roads branching off everywhere, and they can be very confusing.
Oh, that must have been the
whoops.
principal.
I remember when I first came here.
Chie-sensei started talking about when she got lost, and they laughed together. There was never anything suspicious to begin with.
But why did they ask for Rina instead of asking Keiichi directions?
What do you think?
I assume because Chie told them to look for Rena, who usually takes that back road or whatever. I don't know.
No, Brenda called out for sick.
Oh, yeah. Well, why are they? If Rena called out sick.
Because they probably saw her on the road, and then like doubled back, and then she was gone or something. It was like, wait, where the fuck did the girl go?
That's fair.
And you see a kid walk by. Did you see a girl over there? Did you see a girl when you walked past there? And he says no. It's like, okay, I guess. I mean, I just wanted to know since we saw her earlier.
Sus.
I thought they were suspicious yesterday because of what Rena had told me. At first, I thought it wasn't unusual to see a white van. But then, right after I heard her creepy story, I saw a white van parked on the road and I got scared. The gardeners weren't familiar with the roads of Hinamizawa, and they got lost trying to take a shortcut on their way back. That's all. I had it totally twisted around? I believed that fake-sounding story. I believed the Sonozaki family was working behind the scenes, and I fabricated the existence of a group of fanatical believers in my mind. Worse, I doubted Mion. Damn it. I'm such a fool. She's my friend. We took each other's hands that day, saying we were a family made of friends, and that friends were friends no matter what. I said that, but then I doubted my friend. I'm so stupid. Anyway, Rena was the problem. She also needed to wake up from this crazy delusion. I had to hurry and wake her up. Rena seemed like she had no mind to listen to anyone else. She truly believes that the Sonozaki family are the masterminds of a large-scale conspiracy.
I remember the plate number of the white van, and I also remember their faces. Without a doubt, this was one of the vans that has been following me. So far, I've confirmed that three or four cars have been following me. I could especially recall this white van because it followed me around the longest of all. The people who are in the other cars must have been lookouts, and the ones in this van must be tasked with direct contact, like kidnapping or assassination. The lookouts secure the surroundings, and the ones in this van attack the target. That's the common maneuver involved in both kidnapping and assassination. The scrapbook said that too. If so, I'd better watch out because it was them, not the lookouts, who came to school premises. I don't think they'll attack me while I'm in school. They're in the early stage of the covert operation now, hiding their fangs and claws into the last stage of the horrifying scheme. That's why they won't take action in school where people are watching. But it looked like they were talking with Chie-sensei in a very friendly way. I can only hear bits and pieces of the conversation, but it sounded very suspicious. I tried to remember the chatter and the movements of the mouths, and I played the memory of it like a videotape in my mind.
Hello. Oh, whoops. Hello. Oh, thank you for coming. It's very hot today, isn't it?
It sure is today.
I just play it back and buzz out the last.
Thank you. Well, you can start whenever you're ready.
Yes, we'll start right away. My account manager told me to give this to you.
The X and I see is left blank on. Well, there shouldn't be any problem. Thank you so much.
Alright, well, I used the information I had to guess what was going on. I played the video again and again in my mind. I also paused it and played it in slow motion again and checked many times. Then something unbelievably horrifying started to emerge. Yeah? There's no doubt that they're acquainted with Chie-sensei. But I've never seen them visit the school before, so it's hard to believe that Chie-sensei is their contact. There's no doubt that the death squad under the direct... There's no doubt that they're the death squad under direct control of the Sonozaki family. They have the local accent, which proves that they were chosen from the Sonozaki Corps. The death squad was talking to Chie-sensei. They know each other. What's their relationship? Who's Chie-sensei anyway? During the dam conflict, Hinamizawa School was closed and it was merged with the one in Okinomiya. But the Onigatafuchi Guardians didn't accept that, and they made part of the Forestry Service building into a school. But needless to say, the school they made didn't have a teacher, so it was only going to be a token form of resistance. But a teacher who had a strong passion for education felt sorry for the children, and she came to work there. That was Rumiko Chie-sensei. It was obviously strange. Teachers are government employees, and they normally lie to their prefectures. As long as they lie low and don't cause trouble, they don't get fired and they don't get demoted. They can work up until official retirement age, and they're guaranteed to get a fixed retirement fund. She was one of those government employees, but she defied the Board of Education and came to work for Hinamizawa. The villagers admired her as a teacher of passion. I heard that Oyo Sonozaki herself successfully negotiated with the Board of Education that suspended Chie-sensei for defying their orders. It was easy to get an answer from this by connecting the dots. Chie-sensei was recruited by Oyo Sonozaki as a teacher to work for the school, and the Onigatafuchi Guardians had the school and the Onigatafuchi Guardians had created. In other words, she was already working for Oyo before she came here.
They should have called this the Schizomaxing chapter.
As for the principal, he was the principal of the school of Hinamizawa from the beginning. He was a respected person of this region, and he's been closely associated with the three families for a long time. So that means the school has been under the control of the Sonozaki family all along. That's why Chie-sensei is acquainted with the death squad. It makes sense now. Chie-sensei confirmed that I came to the school today, made a phone call, and called them here. I don't want to know why she called them here. If she called them just to monitor me, they'd wait near the gate until class was over. But they
Excuse me.
But they came to the school. But they came onto the school premises. Why? Stop pretending to be a fool, Ren and Ryugu.
Keiji Mayabara.
Do you think nothing will happen if you pretend not to notice it? Think hard and calm down, Ren and Ryugu.
Keiji Mayabara.
What will they try to do to me today in school?
I like how it is identical dialogue.
In school? How are they gonna do anything with my classmates and friends around me? It's easy. She and Sensei was telling me to come to the teacher's office in the last class of the day. What about my club mates? That's easy too. Chia Sensei can easily make them go home early using her authority as a teacher. She can make up any reason she wants. Maybe the classroom is going to have a commentary work done today, so they can't stay in school. Trying to find all those mahjong pieces.
True.
It sure is. Today.
Thank you. Well, you can start on my bush whenever you're ready.
See, there's no doubt. They clearly said they're ready to do it today.
And
What else? Yes, we'll start right away. My account manager told me to give this to you.
the X and I see is left blank on. Well, there shouldn't be any problem. Thank you so much.
I see. They gave Chie Sensei an envelope with some documents in it. That blank is an eerie phrase. Was my name supposed to be in the blank? Why was it left blank? What does that mean? I told you, Ren and Ryugu. Do you still think that nothing will happen if you pretend not to notice that? Notice it? Stop that! So, what it must mean is that it's an order from high up. It says to make Ren and Ryugu become blank. I took a peek from the shadows and saw the principal taking documents out of the envelope. He started reading them. He looked stern. He looked very serious. I wish I could take a peek at the documents, but I was too far away. I kept looking at him just to see if he'd react at all, and then the envelope caught my eye. The envelope said Okanogi Gardeners, and it had some numbers that looked like a phone number. Fortunately, I have good eyesight. I memorized the number. If the death squad, the gardening company must be a camouflage operation. It probably doesn't even exist. I wanted to find out. I looked for a phone. There was only one phone, and it's in the teacher's office. Fortunately, the teachers were chatting in the hallway looking at the gardeners. It was now or never. I made sure nobody was watching me go into the teacher's office. I rushed in and grabbed the phone on the principal's desk. I went over the phone number in my head and dialed it up. I'm glad they have a touch-tone phone. It would have been difficult if it was a rotary dial. If somebody answered, I'd only have to ask, is this the Okanogi Gardeners? I wait for the answer before hanging up. It should be easy. It connected.
The number you dialed is.
I felt a cold chill run through my body from the bottom of my feet. Wait. Don't make a quick judgment. I might have remembered the number wrong. No, I know I remembered it right. It was an easy number to remember. It's impossible to remember it wrong. Then, did I dial it wrong? I put the phone down and started over. This time I dialed the number more slowly. The teachers might be coming back at any time. In that situation, it was risky to do anything slowly, but I needed to make absolutely sure.
The number you have dialed is.
It's the same. There's no doubt. The company, Okanogi Gardeners, doesn't exist. It's just a camouflage operation for the Sonosaki family's death squad.
Please make sure the number you dialed is correct. The number you dialed is.
I was too stunned to put down the receiver. The announcement kept running over and over again. The voice was cold and creepy. I hung up the phone and rushed out of the teacher's office. I ran up to the bathroom and held my head in an attempt to cool down. Calm down, Rena. Calm down, Rena Ryugu. Stay cool. Rena Ryugu. I wasn't safe here anymore. If I stayed here, I might be erased, even in the open. They'd erase me? Why? They aren't certain that I have the scrapbooks. told Keiichi-kun where I hid the scrapbooks. Yesterday I told him I hid them in my hideout in the garbage dump. Is Keiichi-kun in cahoots with the Sonozaki family? I felt as if my head was a pot that was cooking some dubious stew. There was only soup in my brain. He couldn't handle the dubious stew.
I'm cooking some dubious stew. Oh, fuck off.
I cut up clues, information, and facts just like I cut vegetables and threw them into the pot.
I like her analogies are cooking analogies.
Some of them were floating to the surface, and others were on the bottom of the pot. They were being cooked in a boiling soup. No, it can't be. Keiichi-kun's on my side. He's the only one that's on my side. He held out his hand to me at the trash piles. There was no lie in that hand. When he grabbed my wrist, I felt nothing but his strong and pure heart. He promised me he'd be on my side. I shouldn't doubt Keiichi-kun. He's the only one I trust. He's the only one who is on my side right now.
She's gonna, like, look out of the bathroom window and see him talking to Mion, and it's over.
I'm sorry, Keiichi-kun. I was about to doubt you. I'm really sorry. I said it out loud on purpose, full of regret that I doubted Keiichi-kun, the only one who was on my side. Now that I think about it, whether I have the scrapbooks or not might not matter to them. Erase anyone who is suspicious. That's the safest way. Does that mean they're in a hurry? The day of Oyashiro-sama's revival might just be around the corner, and that's why they're trying to get rid of any small fish bones that are stuck in the throat by any means before it's too late. We don't need her anymore. Just erase her if we're worried so much. I could easily picture Oido Sonozaki saying that. Picture? No, she did say that. That's why we're here today. What should I do? Should I wait until school is over? I was like a fish in a pond. No matter how many times I escaped from the net, I was in the pond, and they owned the pond. I didn't stand a chance. Then what should I do now? I couldn't keep escaping from the net. I should get out of the pond. I didn't know how to fight them. I didn't know who was on my side. I was about to give in to despair. But now I have to think about how to survive this, so I'd at least have time to think about how to fight against them. I have to get out of this pond. When I was about to leave the bathroom, one of my classmates came in. I could pretend to be sick and talk to the girl while leaning on the wall. I don't feel good. I think I better go home. Can you tell Chie-sensei I left school early? I shouldn't let Chie-sensei know that I'm leaving school early if I'm trying to run away from them. But if I didn't, they might think I ran away without cause. That might lead them to chase after me without mercy. If that happens, I don't stand a chance. They were planning to capture me after school is over, but I happen to feel sick and left school early. If they took it that way, they wouldn't be able to think I noticed the noose tightened around me. I was about to go back to the classroom and get my bag, but I changed my mind and turned around. I don't need my bag anymore. I realized nobody was watching me, so I stopped pretending to be sick and started running.
Oh boy. I like schizomaxing Rena.
Hmm?
Who's this? The principal?
I don't know. Chie-sensei, look at this.
Take a look. Is something wrong with the documents?
Yes. The date on the quote and the invoice are left blank. They're supposed to put today's date here.
Oh, they wanted to leave them blank. They said they couldn't put the same date on the quote and the invoice. They're told to leave them blank by General Affairs.
Okay then. Unless the phone number on the invoice is different from the one on the envelope. Do you know which one is the correct one?
Oh, there you go. I don't know why I started speaking that line.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Hello, excuse me.
Yeah, what's the matter?
The phone number on the invoice is different from the one on the envelope. Which one is correct?
Oh, it's the one on the invoice. I will use the old envelope we used at our former office. I'm sorry about that. I told our part-timer to add a stamp with a new phone number, but I guess she forgot. I apologize for the confusion. Can you just erase the number?
Ren is getting griefed so hard.
Lunch takeout list number 3.
Oh, I can't wait.
Oh man, oh boy, oh howdy, fish in a
Yeah,
pond,
pond.
and it's a lawnmower.
I'm gonna say it. Fuck Ryukishi. I still believe the parasite theory. Ryukishi has to come to my house with a written notice in English to tell me the parasite notice is wrong. Or the parasite theory is wrong.
Okay,
Call him.
on his way.
No.
I already did.
No. When's his flight get in?
Soon.
We're not making that.
Don't worry,
Does he have a ride?
he has a ride.
Okay. All right. Good. You have Max pick him up?
Not Dylan.
Oh shit! All right. Good choice.
Fucking retarded bullshit.
Good.
The danger of a culture-bound syndrome lies in the fact that it can easily trigger delusional misidentification syndrome. That is to say, in the current case, every time the patient sees something trivial, she tries to interpret it as a curse.
Oh, huh?
It is believed that as a result of the accumulation of these events in an understandable form, a delusional system is created, ultimately leading to paranoia. Furthermore, the patient is also exhibiting slight signs of personality disorder. Of course, it's at a very mild level, and it's not causing any hindrance whatsoever to the patient's daily life. It's common for even healthy individuals to have primary delusions in their daily lives, but they usually ignore it automatically without recognition, since those delusions are nonsensical. However, there are cases where these delusions accumulate despite being incomprehensible. It largely depends on the particular characteristics of the individual, and it's believed that the patient shows relatively strong characteristics in this area. I believe you are very much aware that the primary delusions are categorized into 3 different kinds. Delusional mood is the feeling of impending crisis without basis. Delusional intuition is the feeling of a sense of duty or goal without basis. Delusional perception is the feeling of a baseless cause against a baseless target.
Tag yourself.
Tag yourself.
Tag yourself.
I'm delusional mood.
I like delusional perception. That's my favorite. I like delusional. Delusional perception. We be fighting demons in the shower. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. In the patient's case, it's believed that these incomprehensible delusions acted out simultaneously with the culture-bound
Nice manga gamer.
syndrome, which triggered a delusional misidentification syndrome, and has ultimately caused the incomprehensible delusion. And it ultimately caused the incomprehensible delusions to become understandable by interpreting them as a curse. The comprehensible delusional system induces understandable secondary delusions, further strengthening the patient's delusional systems with the passage of time. The delusional parasitosis mentioned earlier can be considered a secondary delusion. A common factor of all cases of paranoia is that even after an outbreak, they still appear perfectly normal with no change in their personalities. The patients are unaware of their own ailments, and due to their personal interpretations of their delusional system, there are many cases where patients arm themselves logically, making it extremely difficult for a third party to point out that they're having a delusion. Furthermore, although it may depend on the tendency of the delusions, there are also cases where persecution delusion turned into pursuit delusion or conspiracy delusion, resulting in this is gang stalking, by the way.
Ren is getting gang stalked in this chapter, man.
Resulting in the patient creating an imaginary enemy and taking up antisocial behavior. Who was it? Was it some video I listened to, or was it in our Discord where I heard somebody said,
I feel like I have some video I was listening to where somebody was like, "Nah, man, gang stalking's real." I'm fucking saying it. It's real.
Might have been a video. That sounds like something I would say to be like humorous.
It was definitely some video I was watching. I don't even remember now.
Yeah, that's probably something you were watching.
Or conspiracy delusion, resulting in the patient creating an imaginary enemy and taking up antisocial behavior. For example, there are cases where believers of a religious cult are deeply influenced by the cult founder's paranoid delusions, which shifted the group into a conspiracy delusion, and that made them conduct antisocial behavior in the name of self-defense. Although no such cases have been reported in Japan yet, it could very well happen in the near future. Fortunately, the patient hasn't reached that serious condition as of now. With proper treatment, she should be able to make a full recovery. Please make sure that her father also understands that this is not an unusual case, but something caused by the accumulation of a number of innocent factors that anyone could have. The patient can be treated only by deepening her bond with her father. As long as she has that bond, she can certainly be treated. For the reasons above, if the patient is to return to her home village, I strongly recommend that the patient continue to receive guidance from specialized medical institutions. Please excuse me for writing such a long letter. Thank you for reading this until the very end.
No problem, Ryukishi. I'm gonna say it. I believe Rina Ryugu.
He believes.
I don't think she's getting gang stalked. I think the bugs are in her skin, and I think that these people are trying to kill her.
I told you about that lady. I thought I was gang stalking. But I was gang stalking her at Whole Foods,
at
right?
Whole Foods.
Taking pictures of the fucking shelves so I know what to mark on the out of stock walk. Oh, I'm sorry you got... No, I'm not gang stalking you. I'm not stationed here just in case you come here. Fucking loser.
I believe Rina Ryugu. What a banger of a chapter.
That was great. That was amazing.
That's a good one.
That was perfect.
Yeah, that's a fucking banger, dude.
Right,
I shipped Mion and Keiichi. That was all.
Mion and Keiji is the ship.